Before we dive into this week's choice, it's not Halloween yet, but it is creeping up fast, and I have already got the decorations halfway out there. I am queuing up those scary movies for those late night binges, and snacks are covered thanks to Tokyo Treat. Now, Tokyo Treat has a very simple mission. They want you to experience Japan anywhere with Tokyo Treat. And I know what you're thinking, Jack. What is Tokyo Treat? Well, Tokyo Treat is a monthly snack box that is packed with Japan's wildest and craziest treats, honestly, every single month. You will get rare Kit Kats, limited edition chips, noodles, straight from Japan, straight to your front door. So when you get a knock or a ring, it may not be trick-or-treaters. It may be your treat box being delivered, and it is absolutely delicious. Now, what is really great and really cool about every single box is that it comes with a cultural guide booklet. Each booklet will tell you all about the snacks, give you the descriptions and information about them, allergen information, which is really important because you don't want to be eating something that you should not be eating. And it gives you fun, helpful insights about Japan and their culture, as well as tell you about the wonderful theme, which is Snacktacular Halloween. Because you know what? It's time to trick or Tokyo Treat with them. And every year, Japan launches limited edition Halloween snacks like these terrifyingly tasty apple pie Kit Kats, which I could absolutely not get enough of. They were to die for. They were absolutely delicious. And then we had some nice, wonderful creeping crispy corn bites. Honestly, truly delicious. I loved them. And then I can't help but want some more of those blueberry pie bites because they were delicious. And that's not all that's in there. You have things in there like the haunted choco stick, which honestly, feel free, Tokyo Treat, to send a whole bunch my way of that. Those were delicious, along with some mystery marshmallows. Honestly, I could go on about all the treats that are in here, but you know what? If you want to add a frightfully fun twist to your Halloween with these ghostly goodies from Japan before they vanish, be sure to use coupon code featured anime, and you'll get $5 off your very first box when you use our link that is in the show notes. And trust me, these treats are worth it. You will not be disappointed. I am never disappointed with the box when it shows up. Honestly, when that box shows up, it is the highlight of my month because the treats are just that delicious. They are just that tasty. So once again, if you use coupon code featured anime along with our link in the show notes, you will get $5 off that very first box. And trust me, it is worth it. And thanks again, Tokyo Treats, for sponsoring this episode. And now, on to the main show. Welcome to the Featured Anime Podcast. I'm your host, Jack.
And I'm Rick.
And today we're going to be talking about the Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world, which was a recommendation from the Blue Ranger. Thank you very much, Blue Ranger, for the recommendation. If you want to hear the pre-show, indeed. If you want to hear the pre-show that we just did, you can always join us live on YouTube or on Twitch, or you can go to patreon.com/featured anime podcast. $1 a month to get you access to the bonus content. And now on to the meat and potatoes. The Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world, is produced by Square Enix, Nippon Columbia, ATX, just to name a couple of them. Studio for it is Satellite. It aired from January 2025 through March 2025. It's 12 episodes long. It's based off of a manga. It's a comedy isekai action fantasy. So this one basically is just a mashup of heroics and isekai comedy. Our main character, Togo, is the Red Ranger of the Kizuna Five, and then he dies, air quotes, during the last stand against his nemesis, and wakes up in a fantasy world where magic users, honestly, they can't make sense of his techy gear or ranger-esque styles and random magical explosions that are not magical that appear behind him when he transforms for every time. Yeah, in this new world, he keeps doing hero work as Kizuna Red, while he eventually teams up with a mage, princess, and a knight to take on the forces of evil. This is, in general, just a story, much like how we've always viewed Power Rangers. It's the power of friendship and bonds taking on the big bad villains or the evil generals.
Yeah.
Which is very, very true to this, both in his new world and his old one.
Yeah. Yes. And one of the things I loved about this is they actually give you a power scaling for him. And it in my mind, in my experience, usually you either start at the very bottom or the very top. And we have no idea. For some reason, in his list of skills, punching and kicking are listed as separate skills. Separate attack things.
Well, they do list that out as separate skills and attacks. They also shocked our mage because the mage Yihdra, no, she could read it, but when she read it, she said that exact same thing. She goes, "Why are his punches and kicks listed out as separate attacks?" And it's not listed in like terms of power or anything else. Yeah. His whole status for being a adventurer or anything like that is just off the charts and weird. It's like a poster card or a playing card, which you would expect to receive when you buy a booster pack or something like that for these characters. And his strength, it's not like, oh, his strength is 50 or whatever it is. No, his punch is like 30 tons and his kick are 20 tons. It's like, what does that even mean? Like, what does that even mean?
It means he trained way too hard.
Right? But you got the fantastical or funky movements and then the unusual, like, bond power, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That flows.
Dance moves, signature names.
Everything. It just is, it's very reminiscent of Power Rangers. It definitely harkens hardcore to that.
Yeah. Now, did you know, you must have noticed, he broke the wall a few times. I think 2 specifically. And I was like, this kid's Deadpool. That he's Deadpool. There's no question in my mind now. Because he heals from wounds that should have killed him. He's super strong. He makes everyone laugh, supposedly. So I'm thinking we're getting it from his perspective. And then, like, he does a fourth wall break, talking about how, well, we do it because the writer says we're going to do it. And then another character looks at him and goes, the writers? What's that? And then this old man drawing poofs behind him, and he kind of wipes it away. He goes, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. And I was like, that's comedic gold. This is a show that does not take itself too seriously, while at the same time, pretty decent fight scenes, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, the fight scenes were... Go ahead.
Good. Oh, they had a few good fight scenes in there that, honestly, I was like, this is kind of cool. Yeah, they're evenly matched. They're doing a good job here. They're broadcasting his not his full arsenal, but his mainstays, his go-tos to take out people. And I was thinking, like, what happens if you got the wrong person and he just knocks them out and they just stay in the road until they wake up? Instead of, like, what I envision happens, he takes them out and a police ambulance, roughly whatever, rolls up, collects them, and it takes them off, because you never see him do anything as far as collections go. You never see him do anything as, are you okay? You never see him do anything as oh no, I'm super strong. I did that on accident. Are you okay? You know what I mean?
No.
Okay. So when he does this transforming stuff, everything explodes behind him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when he's also fighting, you also have like fire moves and whatnot. Right. And he keeps burning everything to a crisp. Whenever he transforms or whenever he fights.
Okay. It's not that he's burning everything to a crisp, although that is the result of it. It's the fact that when he defeats enemies, they explode.
Randomly, yeah. Okay, so he's not using fire. His ability is just what the old Power Rangers did on like push to 11.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I just thought it was funny. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was a nice little nod, and it was nonsensical and hilarious. And I thought the names were quite interesting too. You've got red, yellow, green, blue, silver. Technically,
yeah, they had silver, but they only broached it and talked about it for a little bit at the end, and that's about it. They didn't do too much beyond that.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a major plot point, but it just turned into something.
Well, they broached the topic. They hinted at the topic, as especially not so much that individual, but more so along the lines of like, or not necessarily the ranger itself, but more so the individual. And they kind of lightly touched on it, but not really expanding on it. No.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. They had a lot of other stuff to kind of deal with introducing new people and old people and people that really don't. There was a lot of explaining, which you would think would take away from the story, but it doesn't. They did it in such a manner that it not only does it fit, it shows you enough of a backwards story, a backwards progression for this is why this happens and this is why this happens, that it makes sense. The backstory that you're given, the details you're given, and the reasons why things are the way they are flawless in my mind. They're good.
Well, it's not necessarily that you're given reasons or anything as to why the reason why things are the way that they are. You're kind of told about it, but every case is individualized. It's more so episodic than anything else. And then you're also kind of left to try and figure stuff out, or information is purposely withheld in the hopes that there probably will be a season 2, or that there will be another season in general for it that they have not broached the topic of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like when did this come out? This year? No, not last year.
You know, Rick, we talk about this all the time.
No, we do. And while you were sleeping, I wasn't sleeping. I was daydreaming. There's a difference.
Yeah, you were
daytime daydreaming.
You were concentrating on the impact of my words, so that way you could ignore them with your eyes closed. AKA, you were sleeping. But yeah, I don't know. CJ says, you know what Jack should start doing? Saying when the anime is released, maybe at the beginning. You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea. That's a great piece of advice, CJ. But
it would make sense.
It would, but you know what?
It would make sense.
I happen to have that information at my fingertips for the notes that I have that I apparently didn't read at the beginning, saying that it came out from January to March of this year,
2025.
Yeah.
To be fair, I was away when that happened. I had a slight emergency.
Oh yeah. I'm sure a slight emergency in your dream. Is that it?
Yeah. So it came out this year. Geez, the year's almost over. I'm hopeful that they have a second season, because it was, in my mind, it was good, and they built it up in a way that a second season is not only viable, I kind of expect it, you know? And it's quippy and it's funny enough. It's not nearly as entertaining as No Game, No Life.
I'm sorry, I'm not.
That's probably why it's going to get a second season.
Okay. Obviously, we have some technical difficulties right now. Rick can't.
Wait, what happened?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. I was talking the whole time. What happened?
Yeah, I know. I was trying to interrupt you, and I was laughing because you disappeared. You're like, oh yeah, I had to disappear for a moment. All of a sudden, you disappeared. Your screen stopped. We heard you talking, but I was like, whoa, hold up. Oh, sweet niblets.
The timing was immaculate.
It was magnificent timing. That's what that was. That was amazing. Yeah. So,
I had 6,000 packets lost less than a minute ago. So yeah, that might have been me.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Anyways, you were saying, Got to the 9 and 1. All right.
Well, at least somebody cares. See, CJ was already dialing the emergence. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
CJ, please don't lie to him like that. We all know that you were calling the coroner.
No. We all know that our bond is strong enough, and the bonds we create,
you know,
are good enough to pull me through.
Right. Well, you know, much like anything else, I use the black bond to help harness and tap into my
fiber optic Wi-Fi. Yeah.
So,
oh man.
No, I do find it hilarious that they definitely in this one played heavily into the whole bonds and everything looking like band-aids, so to speak, but everything's like Kizuna strips, adhesion squad, and blah blah blah, the bond breakers and everything else. It's like, bro, come on,
the breakup artist.
Yeah.
Oh
no. So here's my thing, right? Here's my question for you. Okay. So we're started off at the very beginning, and the primary goal for Yihdra, the mage, right? Our mage girl. Her primary thing is to, one, reclaim the status that her father had lost as the royal scepter. And she, in general, wanted to move forward and make it so that way magic tools and everything else was accessible to everyone, right? And they made and played a pretty big, heavily part into that. They leaned heavily into it for it.
Yeah.
My question is, right, and they talked about it, right? Like, oh, do you know how many people got injured from magic lamps blowing up from poor quality?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, my question is in that world, at that point, it is not far-fetched to think that people had gone to the route of mass destruction in terms of magical tools, since for so long it was basically an unregulated industry, right? So in her mind, right, she's like, it needs to be accessible to everyone. But did she really think, right, and this is a question I genuinely am asking, did she genuinely think that it would be best to leave something like that unregulated for so long? Like, does she truly believe that is a better course of action than having something that is okay?
Yeah, she genuinely believes that, which is why there are two sides of the extreme. One is trying to hoard all of the magic discoveries and artifacts for the higher echelon, whereas she was saying distribute everything, get everything to the people. Like it's going to make everyone's life better. The issue was she had, from what I understand, little to no regulation, which is why the lamps were made of poor quality and whatnot.
Right.
So, like, if you found a happy medium between the two, which I think they do eventually find, you would have a thriving society.
Right. And it's not that they were keeping it in a regulated for the higher echelon, because she was God, what is the term? A magic.
I think it's
science
archmage.
No. It's like a
magic researcher.
Thank you. It's not it, but that's the closest we're gonna get, or whatever. But yeah, they're right, because she was able to do it, and everyone's able to go through and do it, and then they have to send in everything into the primary house and scepter, right?
Yeah.
Like, at what point, right? Like, and that's for the people that want to do it correctly. That's for the people that want to go through and do it correctly, right? But you can't genuinely or honestly think that, and I'll say this for the larger royal scepter in the viewpoint, like, is there like some way, and I just want to, because it's something that I was thinking about while they were talking about it, because it's like, oh yeah, no, I totally have to be regulated for this. And then I have to send my material and all this in there to them to view, right? That's for the people that want to play ball. Like, how do they genuinely go, oh,
we're going to make this a 100% regulated industry and only certain people can do this. How do they prevent these other people? Like, I would like to know your thoughts on that. I want to know like how you think they're able to do that. Because that's what it sounded like. It sounded like they had it down, clamped down tight, like turning coal into diamonds tight.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think magic is so widely used or widely known like that to be able to use it without some form of education, some form of teaching,
Okay.
you know?
Okay.
So, given that idea, okay?
No, by all means, go ahead.
Given that idea, it's probably powered by some kind of external energy unit,
right?
A fuel system, so to speak.
So, with that thought, right, where magic's not widely used, but apparently everyone has mana except for rare, really rare individuals.
Yes.
Okay. So does that mean that everyone just has mana, but just no way to be able to use it? Or doesn't have the ability to use it?
I would say probably limited control. Okay. Does that make sense?
Nah, I mean, like, so you're saying that they're not able to control the magic that they have?
Yeah. No, more like
the reason why I'm asking this question, right? The reason why I'm asking these questions is because magic is a very big part of that world, and a very large focal point of it is magic. Everyone has magic, all this magic, all these magic tools, everything is magic tools. You have to be able to have everyone be able to use magic, and magic tools make it so everyone can use magic. But everyone inherently has magic.
Okay, so the way that I would personally look at it would be something akin to everyone out here has a flashlight. Technically, if you want to get technical, you have an electric current running through your body at all times. That's what lets your nerve endings fire off. That's what gives you thought, things like that. Now, if you were to give somebody a flashlight, it has an internal unit that powers it with a mechanism to turn on and off.
Okay.
With bad oversight, the batteries might not necessarily be of good quality. So it could eat through the acid of the batteries could eat through the device and eventually potentially give you an acid burn.
So what you're saying is you have the magic, you have the ability to use magic. It's just not it's just that some people require a tool to be able to utilize the magic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Given talent, given ability, given everything.
I just thought it was weird because literally almost every person that we see or run across, they are flipping out magic left and right, using it all over the place. And it's like, all right, cool. What's the purpose of magic tools then at this point? If everyone's able to use magic, like literally everyone that we run across is like, I could do magic. I do magic. Here's magic. This is magic. Let's be magical.
Yeah, you have a point. I don't like that.
So that's why I was like, okay. And that was like her very big focal point. And it was like, as I was watching the show, I was like, so what's the purpose of these magic tools at this point then? Because everyone, as far as I can tell, uses magic.
Maybe it wasn't as widely known for like specific things or for
like the thing that they brought up, right. The thing that they brought up specifically was like lamps. It's like, all right, cool. So people got injured from lamps. I get it. Magic tools or whatever. I mean, like, at that point, like, in my mind, right, magic tools isn't necessarily like, oh, everyone has magic and everyone has the ability to use magic. It's these tools have the magic. And so you, like you were saying, it's like you turn it on with the power source and you turn it off. It's not that it's drawing magic from you. It's not drawing power from you. Because there's only one tool that technically does draw power and mana and it absorbs your mana. And it's a sword that can only be used by the most rare of individuals, someone who has no mana.
No, so I agree with you, but you just brought something into my mind, and I have in my mind, a good example.
Okay.
Think of it like you have a dumb device. It's a magic device that is dumb. It goes on, it goes off. You have to operate it to turn it on and turn it off. If you forget it on, it's going to burn down your house and explode.
Right.
Very similar to old lamps, old fire lanterns.
Yeah.
You left it on too long, it burned down the barn.
Right. Well, that, or if you chucked it across the floor. I mean, like, the same thing could happen to a lot of the, yeah, you know, I mean.
Yes, but I guess what I'm saying is the reason they exploded was due to negligence. And maybe there needed to be she was trying to put in some safety measures to idiot-proof it, for lack of a better way to put it, right? To make it so that you don't need to pay attention to what you're doing.
Okay, so basically,
it
was because people were dumb and negligent in what they were doing, and so they caused it. So you can't.
Laziness.
You can't fix dumb. All right, you can't.
No,
it's there. All right. I mean, like I joke around with some of my friends, and I routinely say, "It's like, bro, you know what? Honestly, there's a really easy way to fix a lot of these problems. It's like, what's that? Remove the safety. You remove the warning labels, all right? You remove the warning labels, it'll all sort itself out. CJ says that sword needs someone with muscle magic. Heck yeah. Hell yeah. So, right.
Yeah, brother. Effort. Yeah, you're not wrong, because the way you're looking at things, like people are lazy, people are stupid in this world, and
so okay,
it's going to prevail.
That was my question, right? It was like they talked about it, but in my mind, there really wasn't much of a justification for it, right? I've saw an anime where they had they had an anime where there was this magic researcher or whatever it was, and they would create these tools and everything like that from their from like refrigerators or things like that, modern conveniences and everything like that. But the purpose and meaning behind that was, it was a crazy few individual people that can do X specific magic, and crazy few individual that can do magic in general, and crazy few individuals that can do this. And like 90% of the world's population could not do magic, but the magic that was there was either it's not strong enough for you to look at and go, okay, these are people that you're going to worry about. It's more along the lines of like is more along the lines of used of like, how can we make things convenient for people in the world, right? It's like form of electricity type of thing or whatever it is. So in that world, I saw the need and the purpose behind the magic tools. Right? They would produce them. They would have someone that could sit there and they would be able to make or produce this stuff. But in this world, I didn't see anyone that needed to be able to do that. I didn't see anyone that warranted that kind of like, oh, here's this true specific reason for this. It's like someone has some random bracelet. Oh, that must be a magic tool. What does it do? I don't know. It's magical. All right. Cool.
I mean, you're not wrong. I wish you were, because it'd make a whole lot more sense for my argument for it to be right. But the fact of the matter is, there's way more people using and utilizing magic than it wouldn't make any sense. That being said, I go back to it being laziness.
Okay.
Laziness and
works for me.
And ease of life. Like, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should have to. Like, I can start a fire with flint and a striker, or I could use a Zippo.
I mean,
I'm going to go the easier route.
I mean,
just because you can doesn't mean you need to.
Zippo,
or even want to.
Zippo technically has a striker and flint with it. So, I mean,
tomato, potato. Okay. But yeah, no, I guess the ease of access. And,
I understand what you meant. I was just giving you a hard time. All right.
I was like, the bar to entry for intelligence is higher on one than it is the other.
Right. Yeah. I'm good with that. Right. So,
so who knows? Maybe they just left the light on and went to bed, and they woke up and went, "Oh no, it exploded."
Oops.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, like, that's obviously there's a lot more to the story and everything like that too. So, but
there's way more.
in my mind, the general story is shallow.
Oh, big time. The story is as follows. Red Ranger sticks his nose where he doesn't belong and saves the day from problems that may or may not have existed without him.
Yeah.
All in the effort of trying to go home. And then here's what I will say. There was a twist at the end where I was like, whoa, this story just went from nonsensical, time-wasting enjoyment to, they're really going dark with this.
Well, yeah. So in like episode, here's what I'll say is around episode, I want to say 7, they touch on, like, it takes half of the series for it to get to that focal point, to the point to where it's like, okay, really starting to pick up. You're starting to get into the deeper portion of the story. And then episode like 7, 8, you're like, oh, apparently someone foretold him being there. And then they lay into that and they broach certain topics. It's like, oh, I feel like I know who it is. Never say. I feel like I understand who it could be. Never say. And then they're like, okay, well, here's a like 4-word summary of this entire text that's on this wall. Cool. Like, and
it's the summary we needed.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, at this point around episode 7 or 8, you're starting to get to a point to where it's like, okay, now I have a lot more questions. Like, what does this mean? What does that mean? What does this mean? What does that mean? Like, what is going on here? What is the deal with this? And then they don't give you answers.
Wait till season 2.
Yep. And my other question is, right? All the other people are still alive, right? All the other Rangers are still alive. You know that they're alive because he told them to go away. And then they scream at the beginning of the first episode. They're like, no, Togo.
Yeah.
You know, and the robots just keep disappearing to wherever he is, right?
Yeah.
Did it like not appear or register to any of them to go, you know what? Let's just toss a camera in one of these bad boys and see what it records and see what's going on here. Let's attach a camera. Or is there no like visual video aid where it's recording what's happening like at all? Or
it's a Megazord. There is no recording.
Or is there like, did they just like totally go, this is totally normal for these things to consistently just disappear all the time and not go like, hey, I'm going to hop in here and see where this is going and go with it. It's just like, I don't know. It's cool. It's whatever, man. All right, it's all cool.
You know that he's got a Band-Aid for everything, literally.
And
he must have a Band-Aid to record stuff.
Hang on. I'm not done. And there's the emergency teleportation system that supposedly will teleport your friends to you when you're in danger.
I mean, kinda? When you're in danger or when you're just thinking of them in the bathtub, you know?
Well, no, you can't count that because that's the stone. That's not the bracelet. That was the stone.
Okay.
So that was something else entirely. But same principle applies, right? Like, so if he wanted to, couldn't he then also technically summon the other Rangers there with him?
Technically. Or, you know, if he got done with what he's doing and just wanted to know what's up, he could summon the Megazord, get in, and then have it go back to whence it came.
And there you go. Well, you see, here's the thing, though. He's like, I'm going to travel the world and see what's going on and see if I can't figure out a way home. And he says this in the first episode, and he goes, you know what? As I was coming through here, I figured out that people in this world need to be helped. So I'm going to stay here in this world and help. Now, here's the thing. The first episode contradicts. Yeah, the first episode contradicts because it's like, he's a rising star. He's really a famous adventurer and everyone loves him and blah, 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 blah. And then like episode 2, it's like, that's not the case. And then like 4 episodes later, it's like, yeah, he totally botches every single adventure he's on because when he defeats him, all the drop items are burned to chars.
Yeah. So just don't send them on something you got to collect stuff on.
Basically, yeah.
Anywho, no, I unfortunately I do have to agree with you. There's not much more we can discuss without going, one, into spoiler territory, and two, repeating ourselves incessantly.
Yeah. That's why I tried finding a thought-provoking topic of discussion, and hence I landed on magic tools.
Fair enough. Oh, goodness. Ready for a rating?
I am, sir. So on a scale of up to 10, how would you rate this?
For me, because I didn't take it seriously, for a few different reasons, I'm giving this a solid 8. I felt that this was a good show, lighthearted enough that it wasn't bad. And again, it's lighthearted. So if you come at it with a different perspective, it's going to suck. If you come at it thinking, oh, Power Rangers in another world, I wonder what real harsh realities they're going to deal with, you'll be disappointed. But if you go into it going, that's pretty odd that a Power Ranger is going to be isekai'd. The show is not going to be normal. Then you've covered all your bases, and it's going to be a good watch, a good show.
Yeah.
So for that, and it would go higher. It's just I'm really hoping for a second season because they built that up in the last like 8 minutes of the season finale to really be season 2 on its way, you know?
Oh, yeah, they definitely broached a lot in that last episode, for sure.
So, what about you?
For me, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna match you. I'm gonna give it an 8. It was enjoyable. It was fun. It was full of shenanigans. It was hilarious. It had its ups and downs. The story was kind of middling of the road, but it wasn't so horrible. It did have something you could follow. And then as you continue to watch it, it does evolve. Kind of the detractor for me though was later on in the series, it just seemed like they were interjecting more and more about Kizuna's past to give content filler. Whereas I would have preferred to see that, I would have felt better about it had they taken all those points, mashed them at the very beginning, then transported him to another world and have him talk or reference it throughout the series like that, rather than taking you out of the world that you're in, throwing you into something else entirely, and then moving forward.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
But yeah, that's why I'm giving it an 8. Other than that, it's honestly, it's a fun nonsense show. And it definitely does start hitting more of a solid story in the second half versus the first half. For sure. Yeah. Next week, we're going to be watching a recommendation from CJ, which is Chivalry of a Failed Knight. CJ says that the leads are just very cool in his opinion. The main character has a really cool ability. Female lead is kind of a tsundere, but they don't drag it out. They convey their feelings for each other pretty quickly on it, and on the last fight, just chef's kiss. Absolutely beautiful. And why they recommended it? It's they think we'll like it a lot. Is it a perfect? No, but he absolutely loves this anime. So that's what we're watching. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. If you feel like we did too much justice, not enough justice, feel free to let us know. All the contact information is available on the show notes for you or on our website at featuredanimepodcast.com. If you want to help support us, help us grow, you can go to patreon.com/featuredanimepodcast. $1 a month to get you access to some bonus content. And then, of course, you can always use our affiliate links for Crunchyroll, get yourself a free trial, get yourself a discount off their store. And then, of course, don't forget about Tokyo Treats. Tokyo Treats. If you use coupon code FeaturedAnime, get $5 off that very first box. And trust me, the treats are worth it. You will not be disappointed. Affiliate link and coupon code FeaturedAnime in the show notes for you. And don't forget about shop.featuredanimepodcast.com for the swanky swag where you can help support us like that. And until next time, I'm Jack.
I'm Rick. We'll see you next time.